Well, good morning. This is Larry back, and no, I didn't run away with the gypsies. I just let coffee with Mister Larry sit aside just for a little while. But we're back at it today, so I hope you have a cup and kind of we'll get started. It's March 1st. I thought we might as well go ahead and get started again, and let me tell you why. Because I just feel like I'm supposed to be one of the people talking about the realities of finances for boomers, baby boomers, and older ones. Most of us haven't done the things that we should have done when we were when we were coming along, and now we need to make sure that we take care of things going forward so that our retirement in the future is what we thought it was going to be, right? So this is kind of I'm going to get on here. I don't know whether we'll do it every day or not, but I want to get on here and just share my heart with you a little bit, share some information with you a little bit. I'm going to always bring the facts to you and not necessarily my opinion. But when I give you my opinion, I'll give you a heads up so you can determine whether it's true or not. So just kind of get you going where we're going to wind up over as we do these things again is basically there's trouble ahead right now. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I mean, as we look around the world that we live in, we've come through a pandemic. Now we've got war going on in Eastern Europe, and there's just trouble. And the scriptures are pretty clear that we are always going to have trouble, and that we need to be prepared for it. And so part of what I want to do is help us to get there. But some of the trouble that we're facing these days is inflation that's just gone crazy. I mean, we hear the experts tell us that it's at 7% or so, but if you've been at the at the grocery store or the gas pump lately, you you makes you wonder whether or not that number is even close or not. So, inflation is a cancer to your retirement funds. It's a cancer to your lifestyle because of the cash that you had in your pocket yesterday is not the same as as the cash that's in your pocket today. And I'm going to post a little video on exactly how inflation has impacted where we are and how we think, and I'll try to get that up in the next few days. But inflation is a real problem, and truthfully, it doesn't look to me like there's going to be any relief from that for a while. Take a ride. Are you guys taking a ride on the Wall Street roller coaster? It is. It's just crazy and has been crazy. It's been on the climb for a long time. We really are. We've experienced a bull market now for 10, 12 years. But what none of us really stop and think about is that the reason that's money, the market is so good is because the federal government has pumped so much cash into the economy, and these big guys are really kind of playing with monopoly money. And so we're going to see volatility. We are seeing tremendous volatility in the markets, up and down and up and down. And I'm afraid that's just the precursor for what's going to happen, where we are set for a big correction soon. And in the next episode, I'm going to remind you of a few things about money that's sitting in the stock market. So make sure you check in on that. And we're drowning in debt, right? Our debt levels in this country, individual debt levels, Now, our country the federal government is drowning in debt. We're now over $30 trillion in debt. I don't even know what $30 trillion looks like, but I know it's a lot. And I know it's doubled in the last 15 years or so, right? And so how are we going to pay that money back? Well, it's a good question. But not only is our government drowning in debt, our personal debt is spiraling out of control again. And let me tell you what's going to happen. And I'll go ahead and share the last screen with you. Interest rates are coming. Rising interest rates are coming is what I really meant to tell you. And that's going to impact, we're seeing it now, and I'm a mortgage loan officer. We're seeing it now in the mortgage rate, even before the Fed has scheduled to meet and increase the rates. If the Fed does what they're going to probably have to do, and they start to tap the brakes on all this money we're pouring into the economy, it's going to be impactful because rates have got to go up. If they're going to tamp down inflation, they feel that the way to do that is with rising interest rates. Well, let me tell you, let Uncle Larry tell you, the first place that's going to you're going to see an increase in interest rates is in your debt. It's funny how Visa lets you start off with 0%, and then the next thing you look at it's 28, and they're going to have to raise those rates. So be prepared. We need to be, all of us need to be making a good decision about how to fix the debt that we have. You mix in the debt, the interest that we're paying on kind of junk money, can we be honest? And the inflation that we're paying that we can't really control is painful. So good news is there's good news. The good news is that there are ways that we can do and fix some of these things. And I'm going to be sharing that with you over the next series of time. We will be back. My plan is to be back tomorrow. And, if the creek don't rise, we'll be here again tomorrow for another episode of Coffee with Mr. Larry. Love to hear from you. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Obviously, please share the video if it means something to you, and kind of help us get the story out. I'll talk to you soon. And by the way, I'll promise that the next episodes won't be 8 minutes long. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.